one day I was playing Slay the Spire off stream, and I just started getting this crazy run that I have never experienced. To give you a little bit of a glimpse of what you will see is I relied on one relic known as Dead Branch to carry me to victory on the hopes of RNG gods being on my side. And I used 4 cards consistently, which was Blade Dance, Endless Agony, Maneuver, and Adrenaline. Now in this one, it's very similar to the video where I quote unquote say I finally feel like I understand how to play Slay the Spire, and I'll put that video in the description down below. The reason why those two are similar is mostly the formatting, I guess you could say, is how they're similar, because it's not a full run. It is just me showing you the best moments from what I tried to capture while trying to play this game better off stream. Whenever I was playing this game, it feels like we were always getting the same results, which just got really irritating. So this run is very special to me. I have had a lot of great moments here during my time of playing with Slay the Spire. 2 other ones that I can name are my Intangible run that I did that almost took 3 hours. I had a lot of fun with that one. And of course, another one is beating the Silent for the first time. That was also a very special moment here for me that I shared on the channel. If you do want to check out some of those runs, I'll put them in the description down below so you can check them out for yourself. So last thing I'll mention before we get into this video is I may come across a bit boastful, like I'm bragging, like I think I am the best Slay the Spire player ever. Instead, look at it this way. I just feel like on this struggle for so long with this game. I have no problem showing people the downs and the lows of my moments of playing this game, because when moments like these happen, they just make them that much more special. Here's why. Because if you've been a part of the journey since around, I would say about mid-March, leading up to now, you'll see why this moment is so impactful to me. But if you're new and you haven't really been around the channel much, I encourage you to check out some of my older videos of the way I used to play this game to how I play it now. So I think that's maybe why newer people may look at this a little differently than the people who have been around a little longer. And I'm not discouraging any of you new viewers. Please don't make it seem like I'm coming across that way. The only reason that I'm saying this is just because I feel like in the other video that I posted, some people got this impression that I needed to be like an Ascension 20 player, or that I needed to like be better at this point with how much time I put into a game. And that isn't the message that I'm trying to spread here. The message that I'm trying to spread is from that time that you would check out those videos from mid-March until now is a drastic change. And is it just another one of those moments that I'm just extremely excited to share with you guys. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoy this one. And if you do, you can of course drop a like on the video, and of course subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Be safe, be humble, and of course do what you do best. Peace. But there was a certain point in this video I had to stop. I got off my seat, I walked away, and I literally said, I have to show them. Before I get into this, I've got Dead Branch. I'll let the video do the speaking for itself for right now. So what's happening basically right now is every time I exhaust a card, it replaces it with a card. The Silent is extremely scary with this power. And some characters it works with, but with the Silent, it is very scary if you have cards that you use that you exhaust that cost 0 energy. And you will see why this is so scary. So I'm getting like energy cards like Concentrate. I was at 4 to 3 energy before. This is the first turn, by the way, chat. I gotta also reiterate that to you. This is the first turn in the round. This is not going deep into the fight. This is the first turn, as you can tell by their health bars as well. So one thing I'm eyeing right now is also this Storm of Steel, but I'm also trying to see how long can I fucking make this go. I think I concentrate here. I have to. So I get rid of the base cards first because I'm like, what's the point? Okay, perfect. The other cards I don't want it. Shiv them. Okay. Exhaust. Now this is what gets scary. Cloak and Dagger comes back into my hand. This RNG is fucking ridiculous. I got gain 6 blocked. Add 2 shivs into my hand. Let's get ready for some more exhaust with that tree branch. And now look at this. This card does an attack, does damage for every single time you do an attack. Chat, you want to go ahead and do that math for me? I'm not going to go ahead and do it for you. But if you want to go ahead and you want to add that one up, you'll see what it fucking does to him. I'm just hovering over it going like, look at that, 14 attacks played in this turn already. So I use that first because I can, because why not? Watch this. It's crazy. And that's one turn. And it's over. Just like that. Act 2 boss done in 2 turns. So now I do some commentary here. You'll hear past me talking here briefly. If you didn't realize just what happened there and why I was able to draw so many cards and what I'm doing, I really don't have a build going right now. Like, I have nothing, okay? Like, it's nothing crazy. I have this card that helps me with that set situation where I did all that damage, but that's because I just picked it up because how this run has been going. And I only have 18 cards in my deck, which means I've completely dumped all of my strikes. I've sold them. I've discarded them. So I have no strike cards because I have two specific things that I'm doing that are helping me literally carry this run. And I'm banking on it that it will get me to the victory. Because what you just saw, and you'll probably see as this keeps going, maybe in other segments, I don't really know. But I've had to start recording this because just that one boss that we just had, that is literally something that has been happening like that whole first act, like, and second act. Like, I have not needed to like block or nothing because I have such endless turns that I do so much damage. So like I have this here where it goes 4 shivs, and every time you exhaust you get a random card in your deck. So I have this relic here that lets me do that. So whenever you exhaust a card at a random card in your deck, so I'm exhausting cards, and then I'm trying to like basically parry that with or like work that with energy cards so that I can have these endless amount of turns. So I have like this card, I have this card, I have this card, I have this card, I have this card. It's just crazy the amount of synergy I'm doing. I'm planning on upgrading these two so I can get even more gain from these. But the endless amount of like exhausting these so I can get another card and draw, it's really RNG, and I understand that. Same with this. Like anything I see exhaust, I just rely on this branch to do something for me. It is so crazy how much I've played this game so differently since you guys have last seen me. But it's just wild the amount of stuff that I can do and just the amount of synergies and the amount of just insane. And it's like, if you get your deck early, there's no reason to try to keep changing it. But I just had to like share that with you guys because that's just absolutely incredible. If I find more moments, I'll try to hit the record button and just show you. But like, I had to stop that because I was like, oh my God, I got to open up OBS. I got to show you guys because this is freaking crazy. So yeah. Very, 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 very crazy indeed, past Levy. So yeah, this is just one of those things where, like I said, like it is absolutely, completely insane the run that we have had. That just that first act, that second act, unbelievable the stuff that we could do. I want to let my past self do the talking first before I do any talking, because I don't want to try to make it sound as repetitive as it needs to be. So let me just let past self talk, and then if I miss anything or if I feel like I need to, I'll just let that do the talking. This segment is about 11 minutes long, but again, you're just seeing exactly how crazy this run is and how wild it was. So now I've decided to just show you what I did after that last moment. I decided to get this relic called the Runic Pyramid. So that's called Runic Dome. Sorry, I said Runic Pyramid. It's Runic Dome. I feel like I'm so confident in my damage and what I'm doing, I don't even need to see their attacks, and I can just probably finish them super quickly. So if you don't know what Runic Dome is, it's basically, it adds extra energy into your hand. I sat on this very long time for the said boss, but I was so confident that I did not need to see enemies intense. Remember that. I felt so confident in beating this run with the build that I am currently going that I felt like I was going to do so much damage that I didn't need to see enemies intense. You will also see how much I've played this game to the point where I know how much to block or what I think I need to block for. This gets very, very interesting. We'll see how this goes, but I'm just curious on how this will be. So I believe I mute myself now because I'll just let the game do the talking. There's no reason for me to, talk over the stuff that's happening. And I was planning on showing these guys anyways so that I could do the talking. So past self didn't need to do it. I'll show you also too something that I started doing if you notice, but I'll start counting cards. If I start hovering over the mouse on each card, I'm counting cards because I want to make sure that I'm utilizing my card draw properly with this build. So I'll start counting as much as I possibly can. But again, this is still one turn. It's slow, but it's one turn. Also, do I think this will always work every time? Probably not. Guaranteed it probably won't. But the fact that it can't, the fact that it was for this run, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'm just debating on how I want to draw this because I want to make sure I'm using energy for the next turn too. Make sure I'm just being smart here. So here's where I'm counting cards. I'm counting cards because I'm seeing that blade dance on the far left. And I want to try to use that card. I do want to. So I'm thinking here is where I probably do 1,000 cuts or okay, sounds good. I definitely want to use blade dance though. I think I want to use blade dance. I definitely want to try to use blade dance. So I think I actually do, and I just say screw it. So I do have enough card draw for this. So here comes the exhaustions again with the Shiv build. So now I want to start doing more damage. Now remember, I have 0 energy currently right now. So I think I'm done with my turn here. I can't do anything else, so I have to end my turn. Every card is done, and it gets discarded. So again, I have my Shivs. Obviously, that gets you extra energy, but look at the amount of energy that I right now have in one turn. Right before this, I had 9 out of 4. And by the way, what's helping too is I have also a power image right here. This guy I'm hovering over my mouse. So every time I play a card, I get block. So if that also doesn't help you keep track of how many cards I've already drawn in this turn, I've drawn 31 cards. Mostly. Maybe over 20 at least. Just to show you an example of a fight that I was having in Act 1 and Act 2, this is a fight example of Act 3. And again, we do not see enemy intense at all. Look at the die we'll get also exhaust, that's huge. Do it. It's over. There's no reason. It's literally the easiest. Yeah, insane. We don't need to see enemies intense. Nope, this is insane. We don't even need to see them. I think I get this done in one turn too. I can't remember. This is just another room. And I think one thing I also told myself too in this build, I didn't want to get greedy. Like I could have gotten infinite blades at any point, at any time with this build, but I was like, I'm so happy with the blade dance and the other thing. I will just rely on RNG to guide me. That's what I'll do. Who cares? I'll just let RNG do its thing. And the RNG gods were on my side. But I'm also at the same time too trying to get rid of cards out of my deck. I'm just trying to think like what do I want to do here? What do I want to play next? Because I'm looking at Blade Dance again, but I'm making sure that when I draw Blade Dances, I'm counting those cards right now. As you see, I'm making sure that I do not lose the 4 shivs. I want to make sure that I exhaust as much as possible, get as much as I can in one turn. Then I get Adrenaline. It is endless. This is also, again, got to reiterate, 1 turn. I have not let the enemy attack yet. So now I got Canuck, as what I call it. Sorry if it's wrong. So I got an extra energy going. So now this fight can still keep going. Great. Where do I go next? I'm trying to think of what else you want. Yeah, okay. I want to know how I play this. I'm curious because I got the thorns to deal with because they're going to block every turn. Let's see how I play this. And I actually don't remember what happens here, so I can't preemptively spoil it for you. So again, I'll reiterate, in case you're joining late to the stream or you don't remember what I said, that we are looking at a past video of mine that I did off stream that I started recording of damage output of having a dead branch with a Shiv build and how crazy it can be. And Shivs, when you draw them, have 0 energy, so every time you exhaust a card with that dead branch relic, allows you to have this endless amount of just going like this. And the thing is about one thing, I gotta say this too, is the reason why picking up a lot of cards after you get Dead Branch is a really big no-no, is because it goes, any card that you pick up from the Dead Branch relic makes the rest of your cards just start to be whatever that is for the rest of the round. So like you really personally, if you want to play smart, is don't pick up any more cards around that Dead Branch exhaust build, because if you start picking up random other cards, it's going to make your build even more of a cluster. So that's also too why we're in Act 3, and I've also dumped all of my strike cards at this point, and we've dumped all of, we just have my defend cards, that we are just getting this endless amount of just like damage going. And I don't need to add any more cards. This is a prime example of why it's okay to skip cards, because if I were to add cards in this deck and continuously do that, we would have been in trouble. I took care of this Thorn guy in like 1 turn, which was so cool. I've never done that before either, because I had so much energy. I think I played this so well, personally. I played this so well. I'm so proud of myself the way I play this game now. That's why I think future runs are going to be even more exciting for you guys to see. So now I'm looking at this. I got 2 Grand Finales in my hand, but I can't use them because my drop pile to the left, bottom left of is showing a 5, and it needs to be a 0. It's probably going to fuck you, so you probably have to use Finisher here, because you won't have enough to do them. So I think I go Finisher here. But I am trying to think of like how I want to play this. They still haven't done their attacks yet. Also, I can't see their intents. I have to reiterate that. You don't see their intents because of this relic that I'm hovering over with my mouse. So I'm just going off of a fucking whim with this run. Then I'm just like, okay. Okay, he's dead easy because of that finisher. If you didn't see that, that did a lot of damage. So I don't know how much this is going to be. So I did 5 and then a dazed turn. So that's, I guess I had enough blocking. Great. Okay, well that person died. If that you're wondering why they die is because I have Mercy Hourglass, which at every start of your turn it does 3 damage to all enemies. So that's why that person died. So I played that relic really well too and was like, well, that person's going to die at the end of the turn, so I don't have to attack them. So let's focus on somebody else. So this was the quickest turn ever. And also too, which is very cool, when you draw Irithel, like those daze cards, and they get exhausted, your Dead Branch kicks in for the next turn to draw those 2 cards that just got exhausted. If Dead Branch is played really well, like, see, Dead Branch, I'm going to get off topic here for just a second. Dead Branch is very countering to, like, if you were the Ironclad and you had Fiend Fire. To me, that would be a counter to Dead Branch, because if you want to do a bunch of damage to an enemy to exhaust all your cards, yes, you may get new cards in your hand, but it might not be the cards you want, and it might actually hurt you. Like, I would be very wearisome. The reason why this works so well with Dead Branch is because, again, I have to reiterate, I am using 0 energy on exhaust, and that's why it works. I don't think Dead Branch is that great unless you utilize it this way. I think the one thing about this is that, you know, you do these turns. This is past self though. Like, I was holding on to that Shiv for so long, and I wanted to. I could have kept going. Actually, I probably could have finished it, but since I couldn't draw the Shiv, I wouldn't have been able to do all the full draws because I had 10. So many cards in my deck, it only allows you to do 10 at a time. So not all those Shivs would have came into play, and I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But again, like you said, or I said, I can literally probably finish a lot of these enemies in one turn if I keep getting that roll of those Shivs in my favor. It's a roll. It's just like basically an RNG situation, but I'm definitely trying to see what I can and can't do. So now let's show you the next one. There's a few more after this. There is 3 more videos, okay? So bear with me here. I appreciate your guys' patience watching this. But now the next one is a big head, or the giant head as some people know him as. It's an elite fight. Again, we do not see the enemy's intents. The fight just started. We also have this thing called, I think it's Perdicite or whatever it is, that makes it so that you lose, the enemy loses like 25 HP. Okay, sorry, wife popped in there for a sec. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll show you this. So this is with the giant head. Again, no commentary, just showing you the fight and how it goes. I truly think, even though I had this relic, I'm going to pause it quick, this relic here to make these guys lower HP, I still confidently think the giant head is a perfect test of this set build, because the more draws you do in a turn, it takes more vulnerability, essentially, and that's like a perfect amount to test your deck building skills for this fight to make sure that you can end this enemy quickly. You want to try to get this fight done in 5 turns. Is technically the strat. And I feel like I can get, obviously, things done much quicker than that. So I don't know if he's attacking here, so I actually do block just to make sure. So... By the way, too, look at the left. I hovered over my mouse. 10 energy because of the last turn, because we used so much energy. This can go on for a while. We got Blade Dance again. And you think this is crazy? Wait until you see what we do to the shifting, chat. Wait until you see that. You thought this was crazy. It just gets better.
Still one turn, by the way. I believe, or second turn now. Remember what his HP was at? He was at like 375. Exhaust that card to get another draw. Where you can calculate gamble too. Because that'll help too. Do that, yep. Exhaust, bullet time. I don't actually use bullet time here. Funny enough, bullet time would actually counter calculated gamble, so I was aware of this. Again, I have improved a lot since I've last played with you guys because I try to want to get better at this game every time I stream it versus just continuously being at a flat line. Because you cannot draw after you do this, so that would have actually countered calculated gamble. So I didn't draw it because I didn't want everything to cost 0 energy because I would have screwed myself over. So I did this next. I believe I did. Had to have. I think I just... Okay, that was a good choice, I guess. Now I do the calculated gamble. I know I get rid of that bullet. And I can't do anything, so I didn't get any zeros. Didn't get any shivs, nothing crazy, whatever. So that was one... That was second turn. I'm at 50 block, by the way, so that's a lot of turns because, again, we have power image, which... I think I'm about to talk here in the actual pass thing. It's just insane. Put in perspective there, I had 50 block. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'm not sure. I am not paying attention to me at all. I'm just paying attention to just drawing the right cards. I'm not even looking at damage. This is almost kind of why I'm recording this so that you guys can almost see like how crazy this can be when you have a silent build going with a dead branch relic and you're prioritizing your exhaust and energy cards. You can literally be unstoppable. It is absolutely crazy. So, yeah, it's just crazy. Three turns. That's all it took. Okay, so here's another one. So you get this event only in Act 3, which is basically a event that you can choose, you know, I am war. You can go ahead and you can do I am awake, but you can no longer heal. I mean, I could have upgraded all cards and I could have done this too, but I could have done this even, but I was like, you know what? I want to see how strong I am against the boss. I was actually hovering over I'm awake though. I really was. I was thinking about it, but I think I just went with this because screw it. Who cares? You get a relic out of it, so you might as well. So this is actually my first time ever fighting Hexagos in Act 3 for this event. But this gets interesting. This gets a little more, I guess you could say uncomfortable for this fight. Again, gotta reiterate, Runic Dome cannot see enemies' intents. But I do know in this said turn, by playing him a lot, that he usually is doing a buff in this turn, and I'm just getting ready to draw my cards and getting ready for my next fight. So, yeah. But I got my power cards ready, I got my 1,000 cuts, I got my power image ready, so we're sitting well. We're saving that finisher because we can do all this damage and we might as well. We want to get that. We want to use that finisher. I think we use the. How do I play this though? Is the question. Oh, smart. I think I take the Melee's dagger throw and the defense. Smart. There you go. Yep. Perfect. And then watch this. So 50. That was one turn. Okay, so he's on the second turn now. I always look at potions late. That's actually one thing I'm going to try to get better at this game, is trying to not look at potions after I do damage. But I'm pretty sure I have to use block here because I know he's going to do... I don't know how much damage he does. He does take a lot of the health, though. Takes about half. Which, fun little fact for anybody who don't know this about Hexagos, which I fell upon this just accidentally, is if you go into a Hexagos fight with half HP, he doesn't do that same damage intent that he would if you were at full HP. So, like, if you're at half HP going to Hexagos, and you know how he does that, like, 7 times 6 if you're at full? If you fight Hexagos at half HP, he'll do, like, 6 times 12. He won't do as much. or 6 times 2, I'm sorry. So he won't like do and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I noticed that he doesn't do as much. He will never always do that 7 times 6 or that huge damage in the first turn if you're not at full HP. Storm of Steel is so good.
That's really good.
Yeah. I love how calm and collected I am too. I'm just like, oh, that's real good. Holy shit. My mic is actually unmuted and I'm just focused right now actually in this past recording. Oh my god. I'm just focused beyond belief. Making sure that this shit goes really well. God, this is insane. I love this so much. This makes me so happy that I got this run like this and that I recorded it because it's just incredible. And I don't even... Do we even use Storm of Steel then? Because we could have done Doppelganger and gotten even more energy for the next turn, but there was no reason. We win. Easy. Yeah. We don't even need it. I think the only thing that... Oh, jeez, I got 2 choices now. The only thing I think I worry about, though, is the boss, which I'll probably record too, because I feel like they do so much damage, and I believe it's Time Guy here. Time Guy is the boss. No, it's not Time Guy. Okay, so I have a feeling he... See how overwhelmed I am and I'm in pain? I call it the donut, man. This is the big one out of how much damage we can do. This one's actually interesting because it's scary to do this. I have to do this one where I'm not getting too greedy with the move set either. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can kill him. There is actually an achievement that makes you allow you if you kill the transient, but that's probably impossible with this build. I don't think I can do that much in a turn. I may be, but the thing is it's per turn and I don't want to just keep doing this per turn. So I should probably play this safe and assume that every time he attacks, he's doing a little more. I think he's doing 20 right now, I believe. So I'm going to just, assume that. I just look at his strength, more or less, while I'm doing the damage to make sure. I'm probably going to go 30 just to be safe. So this is past me talking, by the way. Anyone just joined? This is past me talking. Now I'm letting myself do the talking in the past too because it's fine. So I probably should just stop right now, right? Because it would make the most sense. I could keep going and doing more damage, but I probably should just stop anyways because I think he's fine. I'll just end the turn. I don't think he does anything right now. Oh, he does a lot more than that. Okay. So I should probably focus on like 50 here, I think it's 50. And then it's 60 and then it's 70. So I gotta make sure I do at least 50 damage here. Your next skill is played twice. I'll just let this do the talking. There's no reason for me to... Because I think I talk more in this one. Oh, that's huge. That's huge right there. I can get all these cards. And get a bunch of shivs going. To make sure he's really... But again, I'm at 41. Look at the finisher. Oh god. Funny. So that's actually good for us. That's what something we really need super bad. I mean, I could do so much with that, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright. I think I'm just trying to just do the damage. I'm not trying to beat him. I'm not trying to beat him. Well, the next turn is going to be 60, I believe. Well, we'll see what this does, honestly. This might actually kill us. Oh. Maybe not. There's a Storm of Steel again. Might as well draw it. We're doing this for fucking lulz at this point, chat. Just to show you how much damage I can. Like how I say chat even though when I'm off recording too. I still call you guys chat. Oh my god, we can keep going because we got extra energy because of this. Holy shit. We got Storm of Steel again. Now we got Slice. Look at that, dude. I could, if I would have got another energy, which I don't have here, but this, I'm almost killed the shifting right now. So if you're wondering how much damage that was in one turn, 453. I could get the achievement right here. I could get the achievement. If I get the right rolls, I could get the achievement right here. I really could. I'm not going to say anything, future self. I'll let you do the talking. I mean, past self, sorry. Why don't we try it? See what the fuck happens. Like so close. Hang on. Not giving up though. We should probably draw 3 cards. Damn. Didn't get any energy. No zeros. Try one more time. Do it one more after this. I'm not gonna stop here. Look how many exhausted cards. 48. Hopefully. What's going on? Wait. You never know. Just a minute. I literally need one more. Yes. I would have done it. Because that's all I need is one more energy. I literally just need one more energy and I would have done it. I think that if I didn't do it that one turn where I didn't end it too quickly, and just being like, oh, whatever, I probably could have killed him. Probably could have got that achievement where I killed the transient, but I'm just short. I can't do it. That's crazy that we did. This guy has 999 health. He has 999 health, and we got him down to 29. Holy crap, we were so close to getting it. So then the next one is the last, is a another 9-minute video. But this one is, let's see. Oh, and now, by the way, too, I have ice cream now because I went to the shop. Ooh. We could do this, and it would allow us to have a lot of energy for the next turn. It would. Which would be crazy. We would have like endless amount. Otherwise, we can try to discard and draw and go from there and see if we get any more to do in this said turn. I'd say we do this. Okay, perfect. This is what's crazy is this combination. Yeah, I love that too. Can't try to think. One turn. Turn one. Well, turn one. Deleted. Deleted from my game. Dead in turn one. Now I have kunai, which now I get extra dexterity. Look at all these frickin' relics too. Jesus Christ. We could possibly beat a run without any intent of knowing people's attacks in Act 3. This is what's fucking cool. That's what's cool to me too. Holy shit. I love that. So I guess we'll just focus on, this guy, because who cares? That's called confidence, chat. That's called confidence. When you go into a fight, you pick up Runic Dome because you're so confident that you can go through Act 3 without knowing people's attacks. That is confidence. That is knowing your build and understanding what you are doing with your build. We got 2 finishers now? Oh shit, dude. Does that start over though? No, it does the same. It's gonna just negate it. It's gonna have exhausted, but it's gonna allow us to draw out of the card, so it's fine. 7 and 7, 9. There's no other way to draw more cards here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. And then for the sake of continuing said run, we're gonna go like this. I always do it late. I'm gonna go like this. I picked those up at the shop too to prepare for this fight because it would make the most sense with my build that I had going. Why is that 0? Oh yeah, because it's that thing you drew. Just draw. That's right. He's invulnerable right now, so we're fine. I don't know how much damage these guys do. I don't even know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to be blocking, whatever, but that was 111 in 1 turn, so it's actually still pretty fucking good. I'll take it. Nothing else I can really see here to do, so I'll just end the turn. So that was a good guess on the block. That. I think now the dude to my right does attacking, but I'm going to focus on this guy and just kill him. And try to get him out of here. And then we'll do this. Oh my god, we got Storm of Steel, let's go! For each card discarded this turn. And this is also cool too because we have this. Whenever an enemy dies, transfer the poison over to the random enemy. So if he gets 9, he's probably going to negate it though, is the issue. So watch this. For the sake of this, I'm going to go like this. Thinking ahead. So that he negates it so it does transfer over to him. So that's the goal there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's do this. Okay, even more Blade Dance. What the fuck? So I think I have to use Storm of Steel here. I have to. I think we should try to get rid of some cards here. Make them 0 for the next turn. Maybe we do this. And then we... Fuck. What should we set up 0 for the next turn? This, maybe? Yeah. Because I don't think we're going to need to do all of that right now. Okay, and then we'll do... Oh, yeah, you have to do Storm here. This. Another Storm of Steel. You just keep doing this. This is the same thing we did last time. Okay, do it again. Keep rotating, because we have this too. So it's going to keep... Look at that. We're going to get it again. I've done 18 attacks. Right now, 21 attacks. 21 attacks. We're going to literally do the thing that's going to carry me this whole fucking game. I love it. I love it. Nope, we're not ending it. We're just going to keep doing this. I love it, dude. Let's go. The most broken fight I have ever done in this fucking game. That is so broken, dude. That is insane. I think we could have speechless. We got that fight done literally by shivs and a fucking dead branch. Exhausting cards, getting RNG in our favor, working the energies to our core. That was such a fun run. Holy shit, and I'll never see it again. I'll never probably see that run again. Holy crap, the utilization to that is incredible. That is scary with the silent. So yeah, there was a lot that happened there. A lot that happened in that run. I think the one thing that you will more than likely see going forward in a lot of my runs is 1, slowing down, and 2, just really talking myself out in what I'm trying to think and being very methodical in my turns and what I'm doing, and making sense with everything that I'm building towards what I want to do. I've learned that there's 3 things to building the best chance of a victory. And it depends on obviously who you are, what your character is, obviously all those things, but it's draw, exhaust, and energy. And it's like, as long as you think about those in your builds when you're making them, that's going to help you. Because clearly, if you can, especially in what those videos I just showed you, if you can endlessly attack your enemy without ever giving them a chance to turn, because 1, I had energy, 2, I had draws, and 3, I had exhaust, you can win games. Now, that might be questionable for some to hear that, because they go, well, you had exhausted branch, you had dead branch, so that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you were going to guarantee yourself a victory if you didn't have that. I said, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. You know, building an exhaust deck is something that is just unheard of to me. I am thinking so differently than how I have played in the past. And whether that excites you or scares you, let it know that I feel like I think the things that I do now are going to make more sense. Again, like I said earlier, Dead Branch isn't something that I would say is the most OP thing. For that said build, for that said relic, and how I did it, I worked that extremely well. And I did that extremely smooth. I'm patting myself on the back for that. Okay? I don't think there's anything that I feel like I did wrong at all in that run. I don't feel like there was anything that I felt like when I watched that back and I go, you screwed up or anything. Because if there was a lot of things that I tried to do, and there's one thing I've never done a lot in my runs that you will now see in the future, is thinking about my next turn. So trying to think about what I want to do for my next turn versus what they're doing now. And trying to think about who to attack and why, because it makes the most sense. Not being so worried about dying and just learning. Because one thing, since I've skipped cards, since I've focused on deck building a little more, I've now realized why I die in a situation more than I ever have, which is extremely exciting for me to know that I can now react to why I didn't make it or react to why I lost. And the future going into a lot of these runs, especially with how I'm playing, I'm not planning on trying to win. I'm trying to plan on what makes the most sense. And just like Jimmy said in chat, he said, I'm just happy you decided to actually go up and read on STS. Right. I've said this to chat. I've said this to YouTube. I've said this to so many people. I've said, there's the disclaimer that I've heard so many people say, and what it will help you do to play better is I can't tell you how to play the right way because everything is situational. I'll repeat that one more time. I can't tell you how to play because everything is situational. And since I've heard that from other people, from Reddit threads, from YouTube videos I've watched and just trying to get better, that is something that I put into this situation. Is what I'm not doing, and I'm going to react to this and tell you my recap of my journey so far and where we've been from. You know, Jimmy, you've been following probably what? I don't know, 2 months now? I can actually check. I don't know how long you've been following the channel since. Oh, wow, it's been longer than that. That's crazy how much time's flied. You've been following since the end of January. And where have we been since then to now, right? So much has changed since then. But what is one thing that I'm trying to do? I'm trying to climb up the ranks of being better because I do want to get into Ascension runs. I do enjoy this game. I've done this with Dark Souls. I've done this with other games I don't understand, with Elden Ring. I had to look up some bosses because I just didn't, because I was so frustrated and irritated. I just needed the help to understand on what to do because I'm just not getting it. But it takes time. As I've told chat, as I've told YouTube, everybody, it takes time. I am so grateful for everybody that have been with me so far on this journey to see something like that unfold in that video that I just showed you, because that is from just me trying to play by myself, not cheating on chat, not cheating on you guys and saying I don't want to show you guys live on stream. It's I need to hone in and figure this out. Watching back my own way and how I was playing poorly has also helped me play much better too. So that's also a plus to this as well. Doing my own editing and stuff has helped me react to how I've made mistakes along the way. The reason why I'm honing in and trying to put so many hours into is because I want to get so good at getting to Act 3 consistently, getting to the Act 3 boss and getting to that Act 4 elite so that we don't keep doing this struggle shit anymore. I'm fed up with struggling. I want to get better. The other day I played Slay the Spire. I said this earlier and I'll say it again. I played Slay the Spire, I think, the other day for 18 hours in one fucking day because I was just wanting to get better. If I looked at my timestamp of how many hours I've played in the past 2 weeks, I think if I load up the game and showed you guys, it would show 75 hours in the past 2 weeks. I'm like treating this fucking game like it's a goddamn full job. So if you don't think that I'm serious and trying to understand this game and be better and provide, I guess, better content for the channel or whatever it might mean, even on my own time, I love playing this game, but I also love streaming it too. So if those amount of hours that I've put into the game off stream in the past 2 weeks and on stream tell you, I love this game. And I'm loving this game even more now that I am starting to understand the game. Monstrous change. It's been a good ride. I'm glad that you've been here a part of it. I'm glad that you've been here for it. I'm glad that you've been patient enough to witness it. I told people on YouTube and I'll tell people here on Twitch that it is very, it's going to be very wholesome, you know, obviously seeing the change in the way things are going. I know that there have been a lot of points where you've seen the lows, being mad at a certain character that does a bunch of hexing to you. You know who that is. Or just like trying to, like, I don't know. There's so many things I right now at this point in time, it's you will see a change. You'll see me, it's sneak peek to what you're about to have happen is you'll see me starting to go into the item shop and selling basic cards and removing them. You'll start seeing me when I go to an item shop, I'm looking at potions and relics and cards and not just relics to figure out how I want to prepare for my fights in Act 2. I roadmap myself for every map I go to find out where the bonfires are or the resting points with elites within 2 stages to make sure that it makes sense with the fights that I'm doing. my starting options, I pick out of all 4. I try to plan and go, well, let's base it off of what we need so that we can do this run properly and not just pick and go, oh, that sounds good. Like, I'm really strategically planning out my path and really planning out what I want to do so that it makes the most sense. And I think a lot of that will start talking now. I didn't add a mod, but I want to, I want to add a mod sometime down the road where I do a quality of life mod where it shows, I think Jimmy mentioned it in chat one time about you being able to see the numbers added up when they do the damage numbers. So I can see that, but I don't know when that will ever be. And then the next thing that I want to, the other thing that you'll see in future playthroughs that are a little different is I have a number now above my cards. It was in the options menu. I had no idea it even existed, but I also looked that up. I want to touch base on the last thing that kind of like Jimmy said to reiterate it, is that he mentioned and said that I'm just happy you actually decided to go up and read on Slay the Spire. I've talked about this in past streams. I've talked about this. I'll talk about it again now. And I don't know if it's ever been mentioned anywhere else, but I try to fight at least 1 elite per floor. 2 would make me happy, but I have to do based off of, I gotta keep telling myself, situational. I've tried it before where I've done gauntlets to see how that would go, and I would die, and I would go, yeah, that's why you need to rest after a certain amount of fighting. So like sometimes I'm not always just fighting the first elite, flaming elite in Act 1, because if the resting sites don't match up well with it and actually is going to hurt my run more than help it, I skip and I go to Act 2. The thing I'm trying to tell myself is you are going to die because your deck wasn't strong enough. And that's all I keep telling myself. Don't keep going into fights and always keep trying to and try to go into them and go, oh, let's skip the elites because I want to see how far I survive. Now you're just going to get mad when you die at the Act 3 boss because you skipped the Act 2 and the Act 3 elites. That's what's going to happen. And then you're going to go mad and you're going to, I thought I had a good build, but then you have 42 decks in your 42 cards in your hand and you got 3 different synergies going on. Then you're going to wonder and go, oh, why did I lose? This is stupid. I'm never going to get to Act 4. Because then when you see what's in Act 4, you're going to realize and go, holy shit, this game needs to change a lot. And then we haven't even been to the heart yet. And I'm avoiding anything on that, but I know some things, but not everything. And I'm not looking into it any more than that. These are the things that I know, but these are the things I'm not aware of. I've stopped watching videos after they've told me how to fight the Act 4 elites because that is not something that I want to learn. If I have fought in these Act elites or these boss elites many times and I just want to get through them and smooth because I feel like I'm just having a problem, I'm not getting this, I don't know what's going on, then the follow-up is to do what? The follow-up is to look it up, get some research, figure it out. What's the plan? What's happening? What's the issue? What's my problem? And then when that happens and I grow, it makes you guys all of a sudden realize who the hell are you? Because it's like I really think like in just the past even month alone, I've changed a lot in the way that I've played this game. And most of that has to do with me just taking up the pill and just kind of going and being like, oh fuck, man, like I guess I don't get it. Like, just look it up and see what can help you. But sometimes you don't even know how to ask the right questions. And I think that was also a struggle of me to even know where to start. It would be hard learning the Act 4 elite by only fighting them because it takes so long to even get there. True. And that's why I said even 2, that we need to get through Act 1 and Act 2 and Act 3 smoothly so we can consistently get to Act 4. That's the thing. We need to get there consistently. I appreciate everyone that's been really good on the spoilers and not saying anything because, man, is that fight weird. That fight is still going to be trippy the next time that we get into it, and it's probably still going to throw me off, and I'm still going to struggle, but this game knows what it's doing, man. This game knows how to make you think. And that's the one thing that I respect a lot of these veteran players and how well they are, and they're kind enough to teach you how to play better. So hats off to them too. But you guys heard me say like months ago, if you were here, that I said I don't want to look up any tips or tricks until I feel like I'm ready. Because I feel like that's when I'm going to absorb the information the most and feel like I'm at my best, is when I want to look it up. And now look at where we are. You know, playing the stuff off stream and putting the time into it as much as I have. It took us 130 hours to get, okay, let's do that, for example. It took us 130 hours to get to Act 4, but how much have I played since then to just try to get better at the said game, to master the craft so that I can get to Act 4 consistently? We're now at 176 hours, okay? I think some people are really just God-gifted, and they are very good at the game, and they can get to Act 4 within 4 characters, and they're the best player in the game. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. I will never look at the amount of hours I put into a game as the sense of you're bad, because there would be me only having 30 hours in the game and going, nah, it sucks. It's too hard. I'm done. I give up. It sucks. I'm moving on. That's all I got to say on it, though. I'm just happy that I could share that moment with you guys. And I'm hoping that we can continue to have more runs like that going forward. I really hope that we do. And even if we don't, I'm not saying like dominant, like endless Shiv builds like that, but even if we don't, just know that whatever I do, it's gonna be much more, I feel like, enjoyable to watch, at least for what I'm gonna tell myself psychiatric wise. I just think it's gonna be more fun, and I hope that we can get to Act 4 again and take down the elites with ease. I'm still very nervous. I'm still not confident, but we'll try and see how it goes, because those first 2 attacks or 3 attacks that they do seem freaking impossible. But like I said, here's the future of more Slay the Spire content, and I appreciate you guys being here for part of the ride. And it's only probably going to get better from here. So